Okay.
So, okay, so I think we can start now. So we will brief in English because we also have from international student. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. So welcome to our FYP talk software testing phase. Thank you for all students for joining our session today. So before we start, I would like to inform that this session is being recorded. So kindly keep your microphone mute. And also, if you wanted to ask question, you can use the chat, or you might speak if you are invited to. Okay. So I'm Dr. Fadila. Will be the moderator for this session 1, software testing. All right. So without further delay, together with us we have Professor Dr. Zarina Shuko, which is from Center for Cybersecurity. She has expertise in areas such as software testing, cybersecurity format method, and more. So with her experience in teaching, research, and supervision, I believe today's session will be very useful for all of us, especially for the students who are currently prepared for the testing part for your FYP.
Okay.
So, all right. So without further delay, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Zarina to share her session with us. Over to you, Prof.
Okay. Kecoh pula belakang ni. Okay ya. So, kita ada international student ya.
Yeah, yes.
Tapi nowadays ni no problem lah ya, because dia ada auto translate everything ya.
Yeah,
Okay.
hopefully they can turn on their translation.
Yeah. Ini Fadila, Dr. Fadila, nanti if that students, for students, if you have any question, you just write it in on this chat, chatting area. Dr. Fadila bacakan nantilah sebab Zoom ni bila saya buka slide, I cannot see my chat box tu. Yeah.
Alright. No worries. I will make sure I will check on the chat box.
You just interrupt me ya.
Okay, Prof.
Then you just ask ya. Kita enjoy ni ya. Okay. Alamak, banyak pula keluar benda atas ni. Alright. Actually this last time kita nak sebut lecture ke? Okay, this lecture lah ya. Take about less than 1 hour lah ya. Quite short lecture. The lecture I can present it in a very short time, but the content is not that simple lah ya. But I simplified the content ya, because of software testing for a student, I think computer science student and IT I'm not sure about software engineering. Either there are one group of student, one or two group of student they take this software testing as one subject. One subject means one semester punya content so 14 weeks punya content so 1 week about 2-3 hours lah, including your assignment. But for today we compress it into less than 1 hour kan. So there is there is keywords in my slide. There are keywords here, so that keywords is very important. So for student, I would like you, if you can, for those who didn't take software testing subject, so it is new for you, and you can focus on the keywords that I mentioned. But some other student, you dah pakar dah kan, you are the expert That's why we can see for lecturers lah yang siapa ada online with me sekarang there are students who can write very good software testing chapter. I think software testing is your D7 ke, something like that because you have experience in your previous subject. But there are students who are those who didn't take the subject, then dia punya what they call it, dia punya that document testing document is not so comprehensive. But don't worry the aim is as long as you have this document, you do the testing, and at the minimum testing for me is enough. Yeah, because this is your final year project, right? You have a limited time to do it. But the important thing is you do it correctly. You use the correct terms. Yeah, correct terms meaning that like what you see now, I show you test level, test objective, test type, test process, test basis. Yeah? All these keywords are very important. Yeah, because industry they use the same keywords. It's like language lah, yeah? Language of software tester. So they have their own verbs. So this is the thing that I would like you to use and to understand. And then you apply it in your because you have a different project, so the individual project. Yeah. And the word here we call it software. Yeah. Not just testing. Yeah. I talk about software. So when we talk about software, this is for students who construct software. Students, some of you, yeah, you really construct, but some others, including my student, yeah, we know, don't worry, yeah, we realize that some of the students, it's quite big number of students, yeah, you are not actually constructing the software. You take the software from someone else, and then you study it, and then you try to run it, and you make it as your final year project. So please be careful with that. Yeah. Why? What you are doing actually for those group of students, yeah. Let's say you didn't modify at all. Yeah. What you are doing actually you are do reverse engineering. You get some artifact, computing artifact, and then you want to run it, and then you want to present it as your work. So in this case, it is actually what happened to you is you are doing reverse engineering. When you do reverse engineering, you still need to understand the software. You still need to do the software testing. So my task today about software testing, I don't care whether you take the artifact from somewhere else or you modify it or you construct on your own. It's up to you. For at this moment, I don't care about that. But our focus is on the test the product. Even if you take it from somewhere else, we need to test it. Yeah. So this is the focus is about the software. So if you are, some of you are doing, maybe you're totally doing a data, I call it data processing. Some of you possible, data mining, data processing. Yeah. So it is not actually constructing a software. So you need something else like to check the performance. Normally this kind of things, you have a big data and then you want to process it. You're using might be built-in algorithm in certain software, Weka, for example, or SPSS. The Weka is software, SPSS is software, but you don't have to test that software because it is tools that you use to analyze. So that kind of software is not our scope here. Yeah, our scope is software that you create, you modify, or whatever software lah you find on the internet and you say it is yours, then whatever it is, so that software you need to test. The software that you use as a tool, that one it is different things. It might be this I call it data processing lah. Yeah? You have a software and then you process it. So data processing, or you have existing algorithm you download from somewhere and then you use it in your project. So that algorithm actually do how you check the algorithm, or you might be you modify a little bit the algorithm. That one will be in this afternoon. Yeah, I think about performance. Yeah, something about performance. Okay, so I mentioned about the scope. Yeah, for our topic this morning. Yeah, software testing. All right, this is what we will cover. I will talk about test level, test object, test type, test process, and you see there is a test. It is not just software testing. We want to test the software. No. During your interview, the interviewer, if they are good in software testing, they might ask you during your final year project, what level? What is your test level? Yeah. If if you are good in this thing, you do your testing. How to say? You're not just follow your friend, but you understand these words. Then you can answer it very easy. Normally here in the university, kan, you learn, we share with you all the terms and so on. We prepare you for the next stage, which is working stage. Yeah, you have become workers in your country, in Malaysia and so on. So there is a point where high possibility you will go for an interview. Say that one critical point. Yeah, if you do your work, you do on your own, and you understand that critical point, the interview, I think inshallah you can pass the interview easily. Yeah, and then you go to the job market, then finish. Once you get the job, finish. Yeah, so the critical part is at the interview level. So in order for you to be good in this interview, you should have this knowledge. Yeah, again, it is not just okay, software testing, test the software. No, the terms inside the software testing. Again, I repeat, what level should I test? What is the objective of my testing? What test type that I use? What test techniques? And what is the process? Yeah. So this is what we will cover today. Yeah? Okay. Kejap. I'm using PDF actually, so I have to scroll down. Yeah. Ni. Yep. Okay, learning outcome. Sama jugalah ya. Identify ya. At the end of the lecture, we start at 10. Possibly we will end, might be 11 lah ya, at most 11. So by 11 o'clock, students, you should be able to, if you, let's say at 11 o'clock, you meet your friend and then you don't know, what is test level? It's still meaning that rugi lah ya. So, because this is our aim, yeah, my aim for you to just capture a few important terms, yeah, and you apply it in your software testing final year project. So we will do this, identify. When I said identify, means individual student, different student, you have different test objective. You cannot just copy and paste your friend. What objective your test is, and then you just copy. No, don't do that. Yeah. It is based on your own project. So that's why final year project ni actually individual project kan. Yeah. You must have your own test objective. Depends on your the type of your project. Even though everyone do software project, yeah. You construct a software, but the type of software can be like you have to decide your test objective based on the type of your software. And then test level, test type, and test basis. Yeah. Berapa ni? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay lah, test basis. For test phase 2 is not really critical. Yeah. Identify. And for the lecturers, if there are lecturers online today with me, during student presentation, yeah, we actually is like an interviewer, you know. We can also ask the student during their presentation, we can ask them, just what is the objective of your test? What is your test basis? You can ask that. Yeah, we can start exercise with our student, so that our student can become very good in this one, and when they go for interview, then excellent lah. Yeah. So this is the things that we can ask them. What level you test, yeah, your product, yeah, the type and the basis, yeah. Okay, then identify test techniques, yeah. Once we have the objective level and so on, and then we identify the test technique. Test techniques is the, what we call it, something like this. If you search, if you Google, you Google the internet, and then you type software testing. You want to do software testing, right? And then how to do it, and then you just Google software testing. What happened is there will be what we call information overloaded. So many things will appear. Yeah, so many topics, so many subtopics, so many things will appear. And then if we have to control that. Yeah, we have to control that. We should have the body of knowledge, at least the basic body of knowledge of software testing. So that when you search, you will search very specific keywords, very relevant to your needs. Yeah, this is what I call it. You should search, not so the test apa ni tadi? Test techniques for your project. So once you decide which technique you want to use, the techniques has certain names. So let's say the technique is XYZ, then this XYZ is the keywords that you can use for your searching. The techniques, let's say ABC, and then I want to choose a technique ABC because it is relevant with my test objective and so on. So this ABC is the keywords that you can use for your searching. Don't search using the keyword software testing. If you use that keywords, there are so many type of testing will appear, so many stories. They will call it information overloaded. Yeah. So our task today, at the end of the of this morning, you should be able to decide at least one technique. Once you have these techniques name, you can start your searching in order to understand it in detail. Okay. Lastly, identify source of reference for selected technique. Because I will not share with you all the how these techniques works, because this is, like I said, 14 weeks lecture, but today is a summary, and then I will stop until the keywords. From having this keyword, you start your own searching. So this is what we will do today. Sorry. Things to discuss with your supervisor. You buat catat screenshot ke whatever lah you jot down this, and also for the supervisor, when the student meets you, discuss with you, this is what you can ask them. Okay, for students and also the supervisor, project title. What is the title of the project? Of course, you know your project. Nature of project. Nature of project is like this. Is your project about information system? Is your project related to IoT? Might be you create IoT that control light in a house, or control the door open and close, or might be some of you create robot, whatever robot things robot moving here and there. So different software, it has a different way of testing it. You cannot use testing approach in information system. You apply it to a roboticnya related software. It is not match. So you need to decide based on your project. Because when we talk about, let's say, robotic ataupun or IoT, and you create a program, and then you transfer the program into this device, apa I pun tak ingat lah, Arduino ke Raspberry Pi ke whatever lah, when you install it, so that program, that software for for Arduino things, the software is a kind of, normally I will call it program lah, because it will, the job is very specific. So you are testing your source code. For those who are using IoT and so on, you are testing your source code. Yeah, you need to make sure the flow is correct. Click here, appear that, click and so on. Yeah. Compared to information system, those who work with a huge database, database, let's say the database a few the wordnya I kena remember lah, table, yeah, you have many tables, yeah, you have tables about student information, and then you have tables about, for example, you have student about a table about their marks, you have tables about the subject that take here, you have tables about, so let's say it is about student information, so you have many tables, yeah, you have many business rules, yeah, so this is your testing will be different, yeah? That's why you need to understand the nature of your project in order for you to decide the objective level and so on. Okay. Next. This one. Afterwards, yeah, once you finish, you can jot down, and then during my lecture, you can decide, this is the suitable test objective for my project. This is the suitable test level. I decide. You are the one who decide. You're not your supervisor. But whatever you have decided, then when you meet your supervisor, you discuss with the supervisor. Oh boss, kita boss lah kan ya. Oh boss, this is bagi apa ya doktor ya. Okay doktor, I plan to. So you exercise, you speak, yeah, you discuss, you present to your supervisor. It is like you are presenting your knowledge to your supervisor, and at the same time you exercise, yeah. You exercise your communication, so that during your interview in the future, you have already exercised. You need to put content in your in your student life lah kat sini. So you decide the objective level and so on. This thing you discuss with your supervisor, and then you ask them the feedback. But some of the lecturers, some of your supervisors, they are not they do not have knowledge in software testing. Specifically, a specific software testing, they don't have the knowledge, but they know about testing. So you are the one who will show. This is if all of you students, you discuss with your supervisor this information from time to time, yeah. Other parties mean in this case, how to say, the standards lah, yeah. In the standards in this faculty, we will use the same language when we talk about testing. When we talk about software testing, we will use the same language. Language to means the same terms. Terms to meaning student A, when you meet your friend student B, you're going for lunch, yeah. And then when you talk, what testing are you doing? What the objective is your testing? So you start talking using the same language, yeah. Itu yang kita nak, yeah. If they say student, we use the same language. Yeah? What level? Very confident. What basis? So we start exercise from now. Yeah. Okay. Next. Ni you fill in, yeah. You fill in, and then you can bring this information and discuss it with your supervisor. Discuss mean, please you fill in the blank early, yeah. And then you mention to your supervisor, this is what I'm going to do. This is my decision. So what is your opinion? Yeah. Nanti your supervisor akan, okay, that's good and so on, yeah. Also references. You might open your YouTube ke kan. Tapi this time asyik TikTok aja kan. Saya pun tak tahu lah apa benda tu, tapi saya selalu guna YouTube lah ya untuk tengok video ni senang Sebab video ni kan 1 minute semua kan. Sometimes you don't have to read very thick books ya. Tengok dekat YouTube is enough. So, next, what level we are going to test? I'm talking about test level now. Yeah. I will scroll up sekejap Test level mana ni? Test level. Berarti test objektif dulu kan? Okay, we go to test level first. Yeah. Okay, scroll down. Level. Ingat pula ayat artis. It's not my level, kan? Sekarang ni test level. What level we are going to test? Level mana? Scroll down. Okay. This is the test level. We call it V model. Yeah. In software testing, they have this what they call it V model. VNV lah, ada validation and verification model. Yeah. So they use the V model. Let us look. At least after this 1 hour, oh, you know, you have knowledge. V model testing. V stand for for you to memorize this. Is very easy. Validation and verification equals to software testing. Yeah. So test level. What level we have? The highest one is ni ya. The V ni is like this. I hope you can see my mouse ya. Nampak ke? Tak apalah kalau tak nampak. I will say the word ya. Definition the requirements. First we have the requirements. That is the first level. I think last semester kan, you have this your requirement, software requirement. So that is requirement. Next you design, functional system design, and then you go for technical. Maybe some of you jump to programming, but that is different things. Yeah, I don't want to talk whether you have this document or not, but this is the standard flow. From requirement, we have functional design, and then detail, more refined, technical design. Technical design, sometimes we have first put a few components, and then the component has its own design, the component spec. And lastly is the programming itself, the source code, the program itself. So it is in the left side. Okay, if there is error and so on, we can refine it. That's why there is 2 errors, going down and going up. Programming. All right. Once you have the program, your testing, this is the construction phase, at the right and the left hand side. Left hand side is your construction phase. Now, when we can do our testing? If you look at our final year project, the steps, it is like once you have finished your coding and then you do your testing, right? Finish your coding, then you go for testing. That is a general view, a general view. However, for this testing, actually, you can start early stage. You can start your testing at early stage. Last time, during your requirement, last semester, we have requirement. During your requirement, actually, we can do acceptance testing. You can do that. Functional system design, we can also do, at this stage, we can also do system testing. Technical design, we can also do testing, component, testing, component, okay, with programming. Programming. Component testing normally involve the programming. So we can do at any stage. Or there is another way where you wait. You can wait until your program complete. You can do that also. You can wait until your program complete, and then you start doing the testing. For example, you have the programming, okay, ready, source code, everything, your software or system, you can run it now, and then you want to start your testing. If you do that, then you need to you need to decide what level of test you want to do, because now you have everything right. In our case, let's say our final year project case, we have the requirement, we have the design, we have the program. You have 3 things. You have the requirement in your previous document. You have a design, functional design in your previous requirement. And then for this semester, maybe you have technical design, and then you have the program itself. So you have another 2 documents. So now you are at testing stage. You have to decide. You want to do the testing. which test level I want to do. Okay. I have two stories just now, yeah. The first story is in industry. Let's say you are doing requirement, you haven't done any programming yet, you're at the requirement stage. At this requirement stage, actually you can also do a testing before your program complete. At the functional design, we can also test before the implementation take place. Why we can do that in the industry? Yeah? If we do that, that is the best way, because each step you will ensure that the requirement is correct, the functional design is correct, and so on. Step by step testing. That is, for me, that is the best way lah. But here, when we do our project, or in some of the industry, like not some lah, most lah kan, in most of the industry, they make us to complete until the programming, and then they start the testing. It is quite dangerous, yeah. But okay, still we can do that as long as we do the testing. Yeah. Once, let's say we have finished the programming, we want to do the testing, then we need to decide what test level we want to choose in order for us to do the testing. Component testing. Okay, sekejap. I go to the next slide. Sometimes it's ada slide. Okay, we go to the next slide. Kalau tidak, tak bergerak slide saya ni. Sorry. Okay. Salah kan ya? Kita tak nampak slide. Right. Ni. Here, yeah. Let's say if you do your component testing, yeah. Or component testing ni, if you look here, it is related to programming as well, yeah. So if you choose this component testing or integration testing or system testing or acceptance testing, it is each of these tests or level, you must relate it with the respective document. For example, you are doing acceptance testing, yeah, the highest one, yeah. I need the easiest testing lah, yeah. You are doing acceptance testing. So when you do the testing, you choose this level, acceptance testing level. Your test basis, meaning that the document that you need in order to do the acceptance testing is your requirement document. Yeah. In order for you to do acceptance testing, it is not your source code. You will not base it on your source code. You base it on your requirement. Nampak tu ada anak panah, ya? Test case based on corresponding document. Yes, you are testing your program because you already have your source code. You already have your source code, yeah? You already have the system. Your system can run, yeah? But for you to prepare your acceptance testing, you will base it on your requirement. Itu dia. You ada the document requirement. Make sure you refer, if you choose to do acceptance testing, you will use your test basis, you will base it on your requirement. If you do your system testing, say, I want to do system testing, I want to choose test level system testing, then you use your functional, yeah, your functional design in order for you to prepare the test cases. Ini testing ni dia depends lah, ya. I just say the general one, the general thing. If you run your software, so you need to have input and output, right? You need to have your input lah, especially, and the expected output. So if because you already have your program, yeah. If you already have your program, the source code, you run it. Then if you do acceptance testing, system testing, whatever, here normally when you run it, you need to have test data. So that's why we call it here below here test cases based on corresponding document. What is corresponding document ni? At the left hand side. Okay, students, yeah, final year project. Normally, yeah, normally you're at these two stages, either acceptance testing or system testing. Yeah, and some good student, yeah, they go up. Not they go lah, they record. Yeah, they record their component testing, low level testing lah. Yeah, some of the student they record it. Record means bukanlah record guna suara tu, ya. They screen record. No, they write it. They write it down. How they do the testing at the programming level, at low level. Ada juga, ya, there are students who doing that, ya. But normally here acceptance testing, system testing, kalau if you can do that, that is, for me it is good enough, ya, because remeh lah, ya, benda ni pun ada. You only have what? How many weeks? 1 week, 2 weeks to do that, yeah. So you choose one of the level, either 1 or 2 level, is up to you. Okay, this is now you should be able to decide lah, ya, which level you want to test. Acceptance level ni senang sekali lah, kan. Okay, when you do the testing, there might be your test, ya, might be success, might be fail. Sekali you buat software, your client said, I don't want this thing, why you do like this, kan? Yeah? Don't worry. Don't worry. For final year project, don't worry. Because what we want is, you're going through the process of testing, not the result of testing itself. Whatever result you will face, fail or success of your testing too, that is different thing. Even the fail part is also the result. Yeah? Result of your testing process. Oh, this one failed. Oh, actually my requirement doesn't satisfy the user. So that is your conclusion. Yeah? So don't worry. For me, what I want, yeah, is your ability to follow the process of testing and to use all the words properly, yeah, the keywords properly. Okay, next. Sudah, ya. Just now is test level, finish. You should be able to decide now, yeah. And then we go to test objective. Determine your testing objective. This is very easy because it is related to the level that you choose. Yeah. So testing objective. We go start here. Acceptance testing. Yeah. Bawah ni. The goal of acceptance testing is to establish confidence in the product and assess its fitness for the intended use. Yeah, acceptance testing. Nampak ni? Finding defect is not the main focus in acceptance testing. But if you found the defect, you do the correction. Yeah. In the industry lah, but for final year project, I think you have no more time, kan? That is okay, yeah. Your fitness for the intended use. The objective is not find defect is not the main focus. Remember, main focus, yeah, maknanya dia sub focus okay lah, kan? Ya, what defect lah, kan? Tapi not the main focus, kan? Yeah. Fitness for intended. Establish confidence in the product. Yeah. Normally acceptance testing ni you will use it with your user lah. Yeah. You have a user which will involve in your testing. System testing verify if specific product requirement are met. Yeah. Ini so your requirement tu important here. Component testing, functionality correct and completely. Functional kat sini lah, kan. Component testing ni kat belah-belah bawah ni. This one. Ni component testing. Okay. Done. So this is the objective. Yeah. So you decide lah. Yeah. If you're confused about the text in this in this slide, you can further search. Yeah. Let's say you want to search what is the difference between software testing and acceptance testing. You want to really understand this word, you can just search the difference. We have AI, right? You can search different acceptance testing and system testing. You can do that. Yeah. But make sure you then finally you need to decide whatever you ask AI, it is for your learning process, and at the end you are the one who should decide to choose which level and hence which objective. Yeah. Okay, finish with test objective. Dah habis objektif eh. So by now you should already have your decided out your test level, your test objective. These two actually ni lah kan ya. If you choose this test level, actually the objective should be this thing. Yeah. Next is your test type. Jenis test, jenis ujian, test type. Okay, going down. Test type, we have basic type. Kita pergi kat basic type lah. When I said basic type, means for this 1 hour lecture, if you can lock it into your head, that is good enough. If the interviewer asks you, what test type do you know? Oh, so then you can structure. You have this structure. There are 3 test type, basic test type. Then you said this one, wow, it will impress your interviewer lah. Yeah. The keywords that you use, yeah, I realize that to differentiate us, yeah, whether we have the knowledge or we don't have the knowledge, is based on the keywords that you use. Yeah. If you use the correct keywords, then you have that body of knowledge inside your head. Okay, test type. Basic types. Functional testing, very easy. Yeah. Non-functional testing, structure-based testing. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Ada question ke dekat chat? Tengok juga. Dr. Fadila ada question ke dekat chat, Dr. Fadila?
Ada satu from Dr. Bahari.
Dr. Bahari tanya apa?
The first one tadi, could we have the example of acceptance testing?
Okay. Boleh nanti. Okay. Example in this case, yeah. I will focus on the keywords first, yeah. Keywords first. Actually, that question is relevant. Afterward, there is a not example lah, because my aim is like this, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, I will go up until. Sorry. Here, yeah. Need the test technique. Once you have the test technique, you have that specific keywords, and then you go and to meet our best friend, that is AI, and you search using that keywords. So acceptance testing is good. 1 keywords, meaning that when Dr. Bahari give a question, give example for acceptance testing. Okay, first of all, sekarang nampak ya, I'm here, I'm in this slide. When the question is about acceptance testing is what? It is actually a test level, yeah, acceptance level. So you are here, and then you have the keywords acceptance testing. That is good. So what is acceptance testing? For detail, you go and search lah, ya. Usability testing, kan? Usability testing this afternoon. I think we have usability testing. That is one of the level, yeah, in software testing up here. Yeah, sorry, I go down again. Usability testing is somewhere here. Acceptance testing, and acceptance testing is the level. Sorry, I'm going down. The level is acceptance testing, and going down. This is the objective, fitness for intended use, and the type is. If I talk about usability testing this afternoon, yeah, it is under non-functional testing. Itu dia. So, acceptance testing, the level. When you are at that level, which test type you want to use? You want to focus. I want to test a non-functional. of the system, non-functional of the system. So for acceptance testing and for the type of non-functional, what are the techniques? One of the technique is usability, which you will learn this afternoon. Usability testing kan, kita pakai survey kan, ya, pakai survey. Someone, it depends, because usability testing, if you search how to do usability testing, nanti dia ada guide lah. Ya. Okay, but again, even at the acceptance level, you can have functional testing, non-functional testing, structure-based testing. But normally, when we go for acceptance testing, normally they focus on this one lah, non-functional testing. Some, yes, yeah, when they do tasks, when they focus on the functional part, okay, yeah, we can do that. But normally functional testing ni, it goes below here, yeah, below a low level lah, yeah, a little bit low level, the focus, yeah. Non-functional, normally they go at the higher level, but all test type can be implemented at all level. Again, scope for final year project, you choose one level that is good enough. You choose one test type that is good enough. Let's say you choose usability testing. Usability testing, if I ask you, what level do you test? I don't know. I just test you. I use usability testing. Actually, usability testing refer at this acceptance testing. Jangan, ini nak make you realize lah, where are we? Where are you? The objective is for usability testing, fitness for intended use. Yeah. The type is non-functional. So nampak tak? You have one technique. Actually, this technique refer to which level, which test type, which objective. Dia terkait je semua tu, ya. Okay, we go down here.
Okay, Prof. There is another one questions. Is from Dr. Bahari as well. For example, if we develop apps, what will be the objective testing?
Okay, you develop apps. Apps ni what? Apps, mobile apps ke or any application?
I think it's more to like mobile apps.
Mobile apps. Mobile apps ni, okay, there are two things, yeah. Sometimes student, you create IoT. You want to control the light, the door, yeah, the air condition. So you create IoT, and then your IoT interact. You have the software, yeah, the mobile part of your IoT, kan? So even though it is apps, mobile apps, actually that mobile apps is it information system? Is it IoT related? Is it a robotic control robot? Is all the apps is a little bit related to information system, or the apps is, because it is software, right, is a kind of what is the word, like not information system, yeah, macam calculator lah, for example, kan, calculator is an app as well, right? So it's good for us to know these apps doing what, yeah, what kind of software that actually these apps do. Then from there, you can decide, like I said, if it is related to IoT, you must, it's good if you don't go for just acceptance testing, yeah. If it has IoT related, it is not just acceptance testing. It's good also if you combine it with the component testing. You want to really check the source code, especially at the IoT part, yeah. So you need to decide that, yeah, based on the nature, not just that mobile apps, yeah. Sebab kadang-kadang dia combine, kan, they combine with other things, yeah. So you decide that one. If the mobile apps is about belajar bahasa Melayu, yeah, learning bahasa Melayu, so it's a language apps, yeah, like our education faculty with Dr. Lam, yeah, here Dr. Lam create the apps for education faculty, creating learning bahasa Melayu. So that apps has nothing to do with IoT, tak ada robot, tak ada information system pun tak ada, yeah. So that kind of software you can go for acceptance testing. Yeah, sebab the assumption of the correctness of this correctness has been done before that. Yeah, so you can go for acceptance testing. Easy to use ke kan? So again, it depends. Yeah.
Prof, there's questions say that if the apps like a super app, for example, like a Grab, I think a Grab application.
Grab.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's good and challenging. Because what? That kind of apps. First, we try to understand the apps itself. Yeah. First, the correctness, right? The correctness, yeah. And then if it relate with apa itu? The correctness mean in this case, let's say you use what is this? GPS ke apalah ya? Yeah, location based kan? You have the location based and so on. When you look at it, of course, you make sure the source code to the developer check lah. It should be correct and so on lah ya. But the next thing is dia punya non-functionality. You see, I go down here. Sorry, I go down here. The test type. I go to the next type. The functionality, because that kind of apps, when it relate with another features, especially from the location based, sometimes kalau you running tu kan fitness punya apps kan, kita run. Let's say you run berapa ni 100 meter lah ya, 100 meter jauh ke dekat 1 kilometer lah, 1 kilometer ya. How many steps? Your apps record certain steps. The exact step, whether that the steps is correct with the reality, you need to do something with it. Yeah, you need to test it. Yeah, of course, at the end, it will not provide a sharp output, but it is in the accepted the suitable range that we can accept. So that can be under your, that one is for me, because you already have create the program. So that test level, I think I will go somewhere. It is not about the source code anymore, because you test, in your test you include something else, some other components, external components. You are not the one who create this. How many steps? Jump. That one. It is taken from the device. Yeah, the device has this component. So you cannot test whether that component is correct or not, because we use it. You use API, whatever, kan? And GPS and so on. We use it. But at least, okay, you connect it correctly. Yeah, the integration testing. You connect it correctly. Okay, you satisfied. Then the acceptance testing. Yeah, you check whether we can accept like a range, location. Our location kan kalau kita nampak kan around 200 correctness apa dia kata 200 meter ke apalah sometimes so you can do that whether it can be accepted or not by your client, by the user kan. Sometimes user okay boleh so you can do that as acceptance as well, but make sure your punya integration everything is correct lah then whether they can accept or not. You can use acceptance testing. Go below here, fitness for the intended use, go below here, and the test type. Okay, location is one thing, whether the response time can be accepted or not. You nak check your location 20 minutes then baru dia appear. Oh, the taxi ke apa, kalau ada taxi pun dah jalan kan. So the time, so non-functional testing ni is good as well if you want to go to non-functional testing, because non-functional testing ni nanti kita ada kat bawah they check the performance testing, the usability testing, the security testing, all are under non-functionality testing. Also the what do you call it ni, I don't know, performance ke load ke, I don't know, this one type of testing where we can create let's say you say, oh, my apps can be accessed by 1 million people at one time. Mana ada apps yang, ada tak apps yang 1 million people will access it. Kan ada kan? Ya, macam padu. Padu kan? 30 million people of Malaysian, want to access padu at one time. Gen, SPM result, and many things lah, also for medical doctor, they want to, dia punya penempatan kan, 100 or thousands per year, doctor nak try to access the software. So before we launch it, we can do that testing, including UKM Folio. UKM Folio pun dia orang test. Macam last time for our VPL, for students, use VPL, Virtual Programming Lab, which embed in our UKM Folio. Unit pengajaran test it. They test based on the numbers. They create, I think, thousands. How many thousands? 100,000 tu. Banyak di create. Dia mock lah, create all the users, try to access, and then they see whether the software, the system will down or steady. So they check the performance. It is actually non-functional testing, and also it is at the acceptance level. Acceptance level meaning finish. Everything okay, ready, we want to run. Acceptance level. So you start with, like you said, I have the software, my software is like this, and then you go back, what is the aspect that you want to test, and then you can go to the level. You choose the level, and then you also combine the level with the objective, combine the level with objective, and then you combine with the you decide the test type. Okay, you see, mostly I talk about acceptance level, right? You look at here, system testing, component testing, software. For example, software embed in an autonomous vehicle. Tesla, katakan kalau kapal terbang tu, flight tu, kita tak payah sebut lah Tesla lah kita kata. Okay, apa tu, dia drive, dia auto cruise ke? Dia automatic, kita lipat tangan je kan, jalan sendiri. That is very dangerous software. You cannot go for acceptance testing. Acceptance testing ni dah tak ada, tak boleh lah. Okay lah, kita terlanggar sikit, we can accept that lah, dia sakit, patah kaki je, okay, we can accept that. No. For this kind of software, it is different, you cannot use just acceptance testing. Langgar sikit je tak apa, for that kind of software, we call it formula, critical software, critical software where the impact is dekat nyawa manusia, the impact is human life, the impact is monetary, financial. Let's say you buat create duit kita hilang in the bank, those kind of software, the test is not, acceptance testing become not really important. Of course, at the end we need this when they interact with the user, but the inside it, the internal the internal logical things, dia punya flow dia and so on, we must have, the component testing is very critical, the system testing also critical. So that's why I said, for student, for final year project student, I think you're at acceptance testing lah, but different with IoT, IoT group, robot. Your IoT or robot, you're more on functionality. Function well tak? You click here, keluar tak lampu, off tak lampu semua, So you have to balance that one. Okay.
Prof, another question.
So
another question from Laini Jainin. If developing chatbot, what testing is relevant? Okay,
chatbox ni kita hold. Chatbox dia ada nanti cerita kat bawah. Chatbox, AI things lah, nanti itu. Alright. Ni ada non-functional, functional, and structure based, So kita go down. Test type. Ni, okay. Sekarang I will go one by one for functional testing. After that non-functional. After that structure based. For functional testing, the focus is what the system has to perform. Yeah, part of the system ke, ya, boleh juga part of the system has to perform. Normally this is done by the developer for functional testing. Developer tu in this case you all lah, ya, the student itself, yourself, your test basis. So when you do functional testing, people will ask you, I mean the industry who are good in this testing, they will ask, so what test base you use? Simple aja ayatnya tau. Kepala kita nak pusing mana? We are looking here and there. No, yeah. When we talk about functional testing, or when we talk about test basis ni is the document that you already have. The document that is on your table, on your computer, not a new document. The existing document. What do you have? Yeah. In your case, final year project, you remember your whatever document you have created, yeah. Requirement, the specification. In your document, you have use case. You have functional specification. So actually, you refer to that document that you already created before. So that is the basis of your testing. Here, functional testing, this is the base. Yeah. Under functional testing, so I going up, yeah, a little bit. So this is functional testing, yeah, yeah. You have the requirement, you have use case, you have whatever lah you write. Sometimes you have state transition diagram, yeah. Oh, that is good, yeah. For pelajar yang buat state transition diagram, that is all your basis, yeah. Why? If because you want to, yeah, you have the test type, you have the test basis, level, objective, and so on. Now is the critical or the final part, which is for you to choose the techniques. Yeah, techniques in general might be you heard about it before. Yeah, black box approach, then white box approach. Yeah, dynamic testing. Yeah, so all those keywords. Yeah, okay. Ini I just share with you. I put here. Yeah. This is the exact name of the techniques, but this is the dia punya like categorization lah, ya. We can have black box test, we can have black box test, but that is not enough, ya. It is still general. We can have white box test, white box approach. That is also general. That is not yet a refined technique. That's why I put in bracket here. Right? I put in bracket. We can have black box, we can have white box approach. We can have dynamic testing, we can have static testing. Okay, I haven't mentioned about the specific test technique yet. Yeah, I just focus on this one. Yeah. Okay, let's say we talk about dynamic testing. Testing ni dynamic, partner dia, lawan dia, ya, is static. Dynamic testing versus static testing. Yeah. If you tell your friend, I'm doing dynamic testing. Actually, the technique itself, you haven't mentioned it. You just mentioned, I'm doing dynamic testing. What? Let's say you mention it to me. You said, I'm doing dynamic testing lah, boss. Okay. Saya bos lah kan. So saya kata, okay. What I understood from your statement is you are running, yeah, your program. You run it, you execute your program. Yeah, you execute your program. That is what we call dynamic testing. Yeah, you execute your program. But if you say, I'm doing static testing. Static testing meaning that you are not executing your program. So you will read, you will just look at the still it's program. For example, yeah, source code. You create one program, you have the source code. Simple lah, Let's say 1 plus 1 equals to 2, x plus y equals to xy, x plus y lah, yeah. If it is dynamic testing, actually you run it, compile, and then you run, and then you put test data. You run it, yeah. So that is dynamic testing. But if you do static testing, it is actually you read your program. You read your program, yeah. you read or you transform it into a mathematical form, or you create a flow data, data flow and so on, but you didn't run it. Yeah. So that is called static testing. So different, yeah, dynamic and static. And then wait, give me one time. Yep. Okay. And then apa tu, black box pula, the partner of black box is white box. Yeah. Black box ni partner dia white box. Black box means you look at the software and you don't care about the internal, the inside of the software. You don't care. You just focus on the input and output. You just see that software as a black box. Yeah. For white box approach, you open the box, you open the software and you look at it, all the source code and so on. You want to test the inside, the internal structure. You want to test it. Yeah. So that is white box punya approach. So and then black box. Alright, now whatever it is, your black box ke white box ke dynamic testing ke static testing ke, that is the categorization. Now the technique itself. Yeah, ini the technique itself. This is the keywords that you need when you do the searching. Yeah, you want to search after this, right? How? Yeah, when it goes to how. Yeah. So this is the final level. Yeah. For test techniques, functional testing. Yeah, functional testing. Because you can use, for example, equivalence partitioning. You can do it either black box, or you can do it either dynamic testing or static testing. It's up to you lah. You can decide. It is up to you. But this is the technique itself. The boundary value analysis, the state transition testing, decision table, use case testing. Which one to choose? Which one to choose? Yeah, this is a technique. So, when you have chosen the testing, or let's say you have time, I want to check all of these examples. You use this word, use case testing. How to carry out use case testing? You ask apa itu? You ask lah your friend AI kan? Then you have a good keywords. Why? Okay, you have your case, you have decision table, you have structure. If in your requirement or in your functional design, you have state transition diagram. Let's say you have state transition diagram. Then I would like to suggest you do a state transition testing. Yeah, this is interesting. If in your document, which many of the students have this document, you have use case table. Not table, you have use case, right? You have use case diagram. Then you go for use case testing. Okay. If in your document, in your requirement, you have something like, the password must be mix of capital and small letter, must have symbol and so on. You have those rule, very small rule, remeh itu. You can do equivalence partitioning. Yeah. If you have your software involve boundary value. Yeah. For example, orang mengundi lah, you create software that involve less than, greater than, someone must be falls in this range and so on. So boundary value analysis is good for you to use. Yeah. So you decide. So actually, once how the use case looks like, I will not discuss in this lecture, because this is the final keyword for you to test, to search, to ask AI. Good enough. Rather than you search how to do software testing, that is bad. That is information overloaded. Yeah. Nampak ni, self-learn, you decide which one, or if you want to learn all of this technique, you can say how to carry out decision table, Or you can also ask, I just give you the prompt, you can also ask, when I can use decision table. Yeah. Or you can also ask, I have this kind of project, and then can I use, let's say, state transition testing? Yeah. You can also ask that one. But my advice is, you must remember, if you don't have use case testing, if you don't have use case diagram, it's quite impossible for you to do use case testing, because you need use case diagram. If you don't have decision table in your requirement, and then you want to do decision table testing, you have to create the decision table first. Meaning that your requirement is not enough. Your design previously is not complete. You have to complete your requirement, then you can go for the decision table. Yeah. State transition. You do not have this state transition diagram in your program, but it seems that it's good if I use state transition testing. Therefore, you need to create the state transition diagram first, and then you can go for the testing. Yeah, meaning that you update your. So that is one way of doing it. But if you already have, then it's good. You just proceed with the testing. Okay, that is the functional testing. For non-functional testing, yeah, finish. This is the, kalau if you understand tree, you know the concept of tree. Tree, dia ada leaf, and then dia ada node. So this is actually, we already arrived at the node lah. Because I will not proceed anymore. Then you go to your friends, BFFAI tu, you search. So this is the node. Okay, now we go to the non-functional testing. Okay. Non-functional testing tadi, how? The issue is how. How well certain attributes of the system part behavior. Ni tadi, performance, performed by developer or customer or user. Okay. Test basis for non-functional testing, actually it is not in our document. We normally just say, our system should be secure lah. Secure. Prestasinya patut bagus lah. So what is bagus? What is a good performance? What is secure? What is acceptable interface? So all of this, it is not really written in detail in our document, but it will refer to a standard. When we talk about quality of a software, there is an ISO. When we talk about security standard, there is a guideline. There is a base that you can follow. When you talk about the user friendliness, there is a principle. For this different performance, how well, the issue of how well, this different performance, it has a different basis you need to refer to. But the good things is, or good news is, like, for example, usability. Usability is under quality models, usability. There are standard way of doing it, which we can follow. I think you can follow straightforward. Just that some takes time, some you can do it very fast. Example of testing. Usability testing. Petang ni ada. If I'm not mistaken lah, something lah about something ni lah dekat-dekat usability testing. Performance testing. There are tools, Then you can search. Again, you go to your best friend, you ask, how to carry out usability testing? How to carry out performance testing? For performance testing, load testing, security testing, accuracy testing, I'm not sure. These three, there are tools that you can use to help you in doing this testing. In carry out this testing, there are tools. So you need to learn tools lah. If you have time, why not? Why not? You use it. This is where you increase your knowledge and you have more contents. When you go for interview, yes, I know how to do security testing, but at the surface level, okay? Bukan detail. At least you have disebut new knowledge, Kita every time kan, kita mestilah lebih baik daripada semalam kan, Walaupun tak setiap masa kan. So at least compared to yesterday, today, oh, I have new words, security testing. Oh, I have new terms, load testing. So tomorrow, you can become better than today. That is not just know the words, what you can do it. How, the how part, how to do security testing. You can do that by doing searching. Make sure ya, untuk saya, I appreciate ya, daripada kita tak tahu, kita become tahu. That is excellent lah ya. Daripada kita tahu, akhirnya kita habis lah kan ya. Tapi itu progress disebut ya. So you are the one to take care of yourself, to put inside in your head ni benda-benda yang berkaitan lah, in our case the technical. Okay. This is for non-functional. This is the node, I call it the end. Then you can start searching. Yep. Untuk just now like apa tadi? Super apps, whatever you call it, super apps ya. You can do performance testing, you can do load testing, you can do security testing ya. So many testing ya. You can do that. Okay. Last for the test type is structure-based testing. Saya kena laju lah. Okay, structure-based testing. Structure-based testing ni it is related to white box test design approach. Normally focus on this lah. Yes, structure testing performed by the developer. The base is your punya code, program code and detail design. You are looking at that. You're opening your program code. You're focusing on your program code. Test technique, white box approach, dynamic testing. Oh, okay. Untuk structure based, normally this is the white box approach, and dynamic we run it. Normally we run it. Kalau tak run pun tak apa, static pun okay. You can use decision coverage, statement coverage. Okay. For structure based testing ni is good for group IoT yang buat small program. Kalau software, the big software kan, sampai you need framework, isn't it? You need LAT, for example, Ralaware framework, blah 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 kan, in order to be for software program like controlling something, is good for you to follow structure-based testing. So you are the one who do it. You don't need to, boleh juga acceptance testing but not just acceptance testing, but also structure-based testing. You really look into your code. Ni lah macam Tesla tadi kan. Dia kena check ni tu. Ui, kalau tidak habis lagi kita kan. Alright. So, then how to do this decision coverage, statement coverage or whatever. If you want to find more, etc., you just search what are the test techniques for structure-based testing. It should appear lah many more techniques. So, this is the node. The node means in the concept of family tadi kan. Family tree, family pula Allah. Tree concept, this is the things that you can use. Okay, I provide here some videos that you, if you want to look, you can also search on your own. What process involved? Yang ini I think simple lah Ini tak ada apa sangat what process involved. Normally those who your friend kan who learn software testing, they have to follow the process lah. In your case, it is actually one chapter, but you need to know lah a little bit about this one. Planning, of course lah, like today it is a starting point. Analysis and design, you analyze and design of your program and so on. The analysis and design for your testing. Actually, if you do dynamic testing, it involves input and output. Dynamic testing, it will, because you run your program. When we talk about test input and test output, that is where all the techniques are needed. The techniques actually provide you, some of the techniques provide guideline for us to create the proper input and the output accordingly lah, the expected output. For those students, when you are in first year, you remember we test you this program automation. There is actually a list of test data. That test data we derive it using these techniques. I mean, it is not just a test data. We have a plan in order to derive the test technique so that we hit certain point in your program. Sama. So now it's your time to come up with a proper test data. How to create the proper test data based on this testing techniques. Your implementation and execute means you execute your testing. Evaluation and report, you discuss your output. Again, don't worry if your program is wrong. Don't worry if the performance is bad. Don't worry if it is not secure. The important thing is you write it down and you mention, after the security testing, we found out that there are 80 vulnerabilities. It's okay. Because what? The ability for you to come up with this vulnerability, to determine the vulnerability, that is good enough. Yeah. Because you only have very short time, kan? Okay. Test process. Inilah just now, yeah. Analysis design, the first part determine, okay, analysis and design ni the first part determine lah whatever we have just now. Test objective, refer to test level, your test basis, what basis you will use. This is refer to whatever document you already have, all the standards if you focus on the non-functionality lah. Your exit criteria, I think all of us have the same exit criteria, which is the time. Exit criteria ni actually based on many different aspect lah. But in our case, we have similarity. One similarity among us is the time. You only have very short time, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you have to stop your testing. That is the exit criteria, meaning that stop testing. Yeah. Test design technique. So your number 3 ni kita terima lah dari sudut masa. Ya. You have we only have 1 or 2 weeks, so depends on the time. Okay, might be some of you want 2 days. You just put 2 days for you to do the testing, not including the determine objective, determine business ni. That is not included in your exit criteria. Exit criteria when you start the test, then when you want to stop. Yeah. Select test design. Yang tadi just now you select lah, test design and test case. Again, remember the result of your testing. Don't worry whether it pass or it fails or it showed good performance or bad performance. That is, don't worry about the result. But what we want is to see the result and for you to report it nicely and properly. Yeah. Implementation, tak apalah. Implementation ni create test data. Yeah. Okay. You specify test cases, your test data. Normally you run it. Yeah. You do dynamic testing. Yeah. Test data and then test data and test scenario. Yeah. Test input, test output. Test data ni actually is test input and test output. Yeah. And then the test cases manually or execution tools, up to you. Yeah. You buat manual lah kan ya. Yang rajin buat guna tools, depends lah kalau you rajin ya. Compare actual result with expected result. Yeah. Report discrepancy as incident. Yeah. Ada incident lah because your actual result is not the same with your expected result. You must have the expected result. Yeah. For example, if you kita pukul kawan kita ya, kita cubit dia, kita pukul kawan kita, kita expect dia akan aduh, dia akan sebutkan aduh kan, kita cubit dia, itu input, kita cubit dia kata aduh, that is output. But when you cubit kawan you, dia selamba je ya, dia tak ada perasaan, itu incident kan, dah kenapa kawan aku ni ya, it's not as expected, so you akan reportkan something is wrong with your friends. Ya. Tak adalah itu ni je analogi je. Okay, and then determine defect severity, tak apalah ya, ini retesting. In your case, I don't know whether you will do the improvement or not. I think you do not have time. If you have time, then that's good. You can do improvement and then you test again. Yeah? But make sure you record it. That is important thing. Create a test log. Part tested when by whom? Yeah, you have, let's say you have 100 modules. Banyak lah. Kita exaggerate lah ya. You can only test 5 modules. That's okay. Don't worry. So, alamak banyaknya modules belum buat lagi. Relax ya. You kata, this is my scope. Based on the time that I have, I can only test 5 modules. Inilah dia. The important is create a set of part tested. You mention it ya. In your report. And of course lah with your supervisor, you tell them. Yeah. Tapi don't show that You test 5 part sebab you malas. Yang malas tu janganlah Yang malas tu you simpanlah dekat bos, dekat supervisor kita tunjuk rajin lah. Tunjuk intelligent. I know this is, I test this because of this one. You justify. Itu yang kita nak daripada student Bukanlah output testing tu, tapi the whole process tu. You done it properly. Okay. Next, ni tak apalah evaluation. Patutnya saya 1 jam je ni, terlebih lah. Now is about your final year project. Now is about your final project. Walaupun saya dah cakap banyak kali tadi. Type of project. So example information based software. Ini saya buat information system Test objective. Normally ni sample. Let's say this is your project. Student information system. Test objective. I want to test whether the requirements are met. Test level. I choose system testing. Test type. I want to choose functional testing. It might be dengan non-functional sekali lah. For example or just functional testing. Test basis, I'm using my requirement document. Test technique, for functional testing, I want to use any black box testing, dynamic. If I have use case, I will use use case testing, I will use table and so on, the one that I mentioned just now. The next one, I would like also to use non-functional test type, where I want to check security testing. Ini banyaknya. Ini contoh lah Might be just usability testing saja kan. Out of all this banyak ni, test technique, usability testing satu saja. Possibly This is information based system, type of project, algorithm based, where there is banyak flow chart and so on. Algorithm is correct. This is my test objective. Is my algorithm accurate? Is my algorithm complex? Algorithm kan? Kalau you buat the AI punya algorithm tu complex tu, that big O notation, you can use that big O notation calculation. Test level, I will choose component testing because it is low level, and I want to focus on functional testing. And test basis, I will base on my algorithm and source code, these two, and so on. Test technique. So how to do accuracy testing you check lah For non-functional algorithm ada non-functional ke? Yes, you can do complexity evaluation, the big O notation. Some of you, especially computer science student you learn how to calculate the complexity of an algorithm. That can also be used for your evaluation. Of course lah, complexity ni dia tak perlulah input output data kan, you just calculate. Type of project, ni rule based ataupun yang it is not just rule based lah, might be tadi AI kan, dan chatbot tadi kan Test objective, rules are correct, and so on lah Ini if it is rule based software. Ada AI based ada. Rule based ni dia macam ni lah tapi sekarang ni tak ada sangat pakai Okay, if you look at the your friend question just now, actually chatbot or those are AI component You are using AI component. If your component is an API, you just connect. If you just do the integration, but the engine you take it from somewhere lah dekat apa ni namanya, ada macam-macam AI engine kan. Actually the integration part yang penting, you integrate it correctly. Another one is not about the accuracy of the algorithm, because the algorithm is not you who create it. You just create the API. So if you just create the API, your testing to the integration part, and then the user satisfaction. Why? You cannot test the engine because the engine is already there. It is not you who create the engine. The engine has been tested by someone else, the creator of the engine lah. So you can do usability, user satisfaction. User suka ke, user tak suka ke kan. My name is Sally kadang-kadang. My name is Balkis. Sudah. Chatbot ni dibagi nama kita pun naik. Sekarang ni saya pun naik takut Dulu namanya okey lagi, I'm chatbot ke apa. Sekarang dibagi nama manusia. Okay. Tak apa itu. So balik sebenarnya yang chatbot tadi, it depends whether you use ready-made or on the shelf punya API. You just do the connection. Then the connection is important. You check the connection is correctly done, and then you follow with user satisfaction. You can do that because But you have to write it down lah. You write it down. The engine itself, I will not, this is a kind of scope. Which part?
Hello, Prof.
Alright. Saya masih on ke? Hello?
Hello, Prof. Saya tak sure saya ke Prof yang disconnected tadi.
Saya. Okey, sikit je lagi.
Oh,
Sikit
okay.
lagi. Lepas tu habis lah.
Okay.
Dah lebih sikit lagi ya. Saya tak sangka lah pula terlama macam ni ya.
Okay, so kita pun ada lagi 3 soalan.
Okey. Dia tak keluar. Keluar ke slide saya ni?
Ada saya nampak.
Okey.
Prof macam tersekat lagi saya rasa. Prof okey ke tu? Saya rasa Prof got connected.
Dah lah.
Disconnected.
Dia
Dah lah.
sambung dah tu. Saya okey lah. Saya stop lah. Nanti slide tu kita bagilah.
Okay, the slide will be shared to all the participant, all the audience. And it just here we have 3 questions. Okay, the first one from Hafiz Aziz. Prof, for the web system, dia cakap dalam bahasa Melayu ni, jenis pengujian apa yang paling penting untuk ditunjukkan dalam report? What kind of testing type is very important to show to report in the FYP report?
Web system tu is about what? Web ni like mobile lah ya. It is similar case with mobile. Web tu involve what? Information system ke? Or sometimes even we use IoT, we can link it with the web interface, right? Web ni sometimes also can be a game, yeah. You create a game, you put it on the web, yeah. So if gamification or game lah, it involve mechanic. So mechanic is a kind of rule based, yeah, mechanic. So you have to test all the mechanic of that game, yeah. Your mechanic tadi dia macam rule based. You boleh tengok the slide lah tadi. You need to check the rules.
So I think it basically based on the testing should be based on the topic, right? Rather than the system or the applications.
Rather than the mobile ke web ke whatever. So
right. Okay, next from Dr. Bahari, should we put software testing as one of our project objectives?
Yang itu you have to ask the committee lah ya. But it's good lah I think. Okay. I susah juga nak sebut lah sebab you might be tak payah pun tak apa because objective is to create the software that have these certain features kan. Objective of the new project, you create something with a certain features. Normally that's it. Yeah. If you put it as objective, nanti requirement pun kena ada objective to come out with a requirement. Nanti design pun to come out with a design, to come out with a, so if we put software testing as one of the objective, then we have to revise what about the others, yeah, the requirement, the literature study, all those steps involved, yeah. So committee decide lah.
Alright, okay. Then the last one, the next one is from Hafiz Aziz. Untuk pastikan sistem betul-betul memenuhi user requirement, adakah better fokus pada functional testing atau perlu lebih penekanan pada usability testing?
user requirement.
Betul.
User requirement, ya. So user requirement, kalau in this case in FYP context, mudahnya usability, ya. Usability testing, you buat jumpa dengan user. Tapi functional ni, sebab we talk in the context of final year project, ya. But for functionality, normally it is between the student and their program lah, their software, ya. So some of the student they have time. So some of the student they have times, and then they do this functional punya testing as well as usability testing. I think you choose, ya. Best thing is for you to choose. But usability testing ni is bagus juga untuk sometimes ada yang buat multimedia kan. Some of you create like learning bahasa Melayu or apps for siapa tu? Apps for autism, yeah. So that one user is very critical. User is very important. So in your case, if functional is important, then you go for functional. It is normally between you and the program lah. But those who create software yang heavily user punya related, you go for usability. Okay, that is my suggestion. Again, is between you decide with your supervisor. Alright.
Okay, there's another question from Ajmal Ishas. Assalamualaikum, Prof. What are the difference between black box and white box testing? So for FYP, is it important to do for both testing, or we just can choose one only?
Again, depends, ya. It depends on you. For final year project, kalau saya lah, let's say you are my student, I will suggest do one test only, ya. Black box or white box, it depends on your project. If your project is about, let's say you're my student, you're doing IoT, and then the IoT control the door, open and close the door, only that function, yeah. So I will ask you to do white box testing. It's good experience rather than black box. Because why? The program is a small program, but the integration with the hardware, that one you need to check, yeah, the integration with the hardware, and then the detail of the even though it is small program, but I want you to go into detail. This, when we talk white box, is detail, source code details, yeah. But for those who do information system, for example, it is very big. If you do white box, you tak habis satu semester nanti kan, you go for black box, yeah. You just in black box, input and output testing, yeah. You don't care about the inside it, yeah. So again, it based on your type of project, ya. Buat kedua-duanya ke atau one, ya, it is based on the time, dan you have very short time, you choose either one, again with the agreement of your supervisor lah, gitu.
Alright, okay. Lastly, Prof, before we end, what is one practical advice you would give to the student before they start their software testing documentations?
Okay, one advice, those who didn't take software testing course, you look at my slide, because again, yeah, if you search the internet software testing and then information overloaded, then you pening, yeah. So you read again and then you follow, and then you decide when you arrive at the testing techniques. From there you do the searching. Itu je advice saya. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Prof. So,
okay.
Thank you once again, Prof, for spending time with us today. And to all students, I hope this session helps you better to understand the software testing phase in your FYP. So maybe if you want more, you can stay tuned until the second session today for the usability testing and also for the performance evaluations. All right. That's all. If you wanted the slide, you can see the chat box. You can download from the chat box. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you, Prof. And thank you, everyone. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.